hard fought Big Ten, whatever you want to call it, game, ACC challenge, high major game. It was not pretty for sure. I'm really proud of our guys. We did not shoot the ball particularly well, and we still found a way, and that's really encouraging. You know, if Peyton's only scoring 4 and Tony finally struggled, and he hasn't really struggled all season, you know, we were looking for some answers, and we found them. We found them. Lamar almost getting a double-double, Mike getting a double-double. You know, after GW, you don't know what you're going to get, and gave you a consistent effort, which is terrific. Shep's been real consistent, and then it was nice to have Josh Reeves really make some big plays, and you know, we give him the confidence to hit that 3 at the end. He made a good read. The play was a little bit broken, and he shot it with confidence, which is terrific. Terrific for him and his confidence moving forward. Give Georgia Tech a lot of credit. You know, they mixed up their defenses all game long, and you know, we probably ran 5 plays because we wanted our guys to be confident in getting the ball and moving the ball and not sticking and trying to do little things by getting the ball below the free throw line, put it in the post. And I thought for the most part they did that, but give Josh a lot of credit for getting his team prepared and doing a good job. But I'm really happy for our team, and I'm happy for this win.
What's going through your head when Josh takes that shot, knowing he's 3 of 43 on threes in his career?
You know what? I didn't even see it go in because I saw him 1-2, and there was no hesitation, and it just looked really good off his hand. I didn't even see it. And it's tremendous for that kid because he works. He's got to be one of the hardest workers on our team.
Shep's in here talking about not letting missed shots affect their effort. Is this kind of the prototype?
You know what? We're starting to get our identity now. Obviously, you get your hands get a little tied when you're not making threes. You know, we made 11. You know, last time at home. So you think we're at home, and you know we're going to make our shots. Give Georgia Tech credit with their defense, and they're long. They're very long at a lot of different spots. But that's what it's got to be. We practice every day to not make shots. And how are you going to handle it? How are you going to react? Are you going to get down? Are you not going to defend? Are you not going to rebound? And that's what we did tonight. We didn't make shots, but we found a way. And that's a sign of a team that's maturing and growing up.
Mike seems like an interesting dude.
I know, I just heard about his, his show
so,
up here.
So I don't know if he gets rattled or not or what have you, but how good is it to have games in a row where he's doing all the things that you need for him to do? You know, before down the road you get into the Big Ten play when the bigs are bigger, they're more physical and what have you, just to have those visual reps where everything's working.
Yeah, I think it's great. You can see he's coming along. We're getting some consistency from him. He goes for 20 and 8 last time out. Today he's 12 and 12. And I'm sure he didn't think he could have played better. And I'm sure he thinks that. And that, to me, is a great sign for a great player who's still learning how to play and wants to get better. He did some great things today. He took care of Lammers is a heck of a player. And I think Julian did his job. You know, let's give Julian some credit here, too. He had a monster dunk. He finished. He defended. He made his free throw, so his minutes were quality as well. So our bigs did a really, really good job versus him. But if we can get Mike real consistent and get a little bit more, he's going to be ready for Big Ten play.
Pat, how important was that run to close out the first half? Because it seemed after the second half started, you guys looked a lot more confident out there. Yeah,
we challenged the team. I think there was about 330 somewhere around there, and we got to win this last 330. We got to go in the locker room and we got to win whatever the score is. It doesn't matter. Win this last 3-minute game, and they did. We went on a 7-0 run to go in at halftime up 30-28. Again, a lot of positives can be taken away. We'll clean up the negatives, but a lot of positives. We held an ACC team to 28 points. And, it was a slugfest. We were going back and forth, and it was nice to see us going halftime up 2.
What are Tony's spirits at this point? As you said, he struggled for the first time tonight, and he's been on almost a tear to begin his career, with, leading the team in scoring so far. So what's his attitude like after going 1 for 9?
You know, I grabbed him before we sang our fight song, and I just talked to him about, you know, this is a learning experience for you. You know, he's not used to having. I'm not gonna say he had a bad game. He still did a lot of great things. You know, he just didn't shoot the ball well. And you just got to learn from it. And we'll watch film and we'll get better. But keep your head up. You know, we gave them a day off tomorrow, rest their bodies, rest their minds, make sure they take care of their academics as we finish the semester here. But Tony Carr is going to be a great leader for a long time here.
Doesn't really show up on the box score, but you think Terrence is starting to knock off some of that rust?
He's getting there, for sure. I had a gut feeling that he was prepared and ready to play. We had a great practice yesterday, very energetic. It was unbelievable. Walkthrough as well, and Terrence had a lot to do with that. He brought a lot of juice. He was ready to go, and his shot fakes were great. Got us to the foul line. Got Lammer another foul. So he played extremely well. He did some great things on the defensive end, and then he has a monster rebound to finish the game out, which was nice to see our guards get down there and start rebounding the ball, because he can't rely on Mike and Lamar all game long.
Josh Pastner was in here earlier talking about the turnovers and lamenting those for him. In your mind, was being able to cash in on those turnovers what kept you a step ahead, or at the very worst tied over the second half?
I mean, just looking statistically, we're 24 points off turnovers. I would have to agree with you, meaning we're in the open floor and we're getting relatively good shots. Because when you have live ball turnovers, all coaches hate live ball turnovers. And we're doing a nice job of turning teams over. And then we took those turnovers and put them into points. We produced, which is really, really important for us, especially on a night when we're not shooting well. So we got to get ourselves to the free throw line, or we got to get some layups, and we did that, or some dunks. We had some great dunks tonight, Lamar especially. So they're the little things that we need to do on nights that we struggle.
You've talked previously about Josh and the impact that getting his length and athleticism back in the lineup can have for you defensively. What did you see as far as that goes tonight? What kind of impact did he have on Georgia Tech?
I thought he had a critical steal at a big point in the game in the second half. Again, we hit a little rough patch. We were struggling to score. He jumps the passing lane and gets a big time dunk for us. I also think with him on 5 and 12, I mean, 5 had 38 points. I'm not going to attempt to say his name, but he had 38 points last game, and he's a heck of a freshman. And they got, Josh has got some good pieces. And then 12, who's a senior, Stevens, he came out on fire. So when Josh has switched up on those guys, his length really hurt them. And we held him to, 2 points in the second half, 12. And for us to be able to hold down number 5, we did a nice job. And he's a big part of that.
How did you think your guys handled going down the stretch, being in a game that's a 1-2 possession game there into the final 2 minutes?
We work on end of game situations all the time. But you put fans and everybody in there, and it can be a little bit different. We just tried to calm them down in huddles. We wanted to be as clear as possible with what we were doing defensively and how we were going to defend them, that possession. And I think they were all ears. I think they listened. We're really I'm starting to see, especially in film, some trust being developed. And we got a good 8 guys right now. Davis is hurt, sprained his ankle at GW. That's why he did not play. But you can see it slowly but surely. We have to be patient, but slowly but surely, they really executed well defensively down the stretch the last 4 minutes.
Hi, Coach. Back to Tony. When you have a player who's been leading you guys go down like that, how important is Shep's consistency, and what's the relationship between him and Tony carrying him through this little slump?
Yeah. First of all, they're great friends, and I think they're going to be one of the better backcourts in the Big Ten when it's all said and done, which will be really exciting. They're good friends in high school, and Shep's kind of leading the way and trying to help him understand practice, what to expect, things like that. And Tony needs to continue to get better. He needs to continue to get in shape, get in the weight room, watch film, get shots up. But they seem very connected in supporting one another and helping one another and making sure like I always say, my wife makes me better. She makes me a better husband. And I think Tony makes Shep better, and Shep makes Tony better.
How far away from 100% is Josh?
I think he's right around 80. You can see, you see the subtle limp here and there, right? And you see just subtleties in his leg. So I'm right around 80 with him.
And what's your timetable, do you think, for him to get to that 100? Because he made an impact today at 80, I could imagine.
He made an incredible impact in the second half at GW. I mean, his energy and juice just led us to victory. Even though he only had 2 points, he was all over the place. Probably had 15 deflections by himself. And then tonight, he started out slow, but in the second half, he really picked it up. So I think that's what we're seeing. So I'm hoping Wright State and Mason, by the time we hit Pitt, I'm hoping he'll be 100%. Anything else? Thanks so much.